I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and I coach people and organizations to play big. I worked as an executive recruiter for many years, filled 1,200 plus positions over the course of my career, and now I do executive job search coaching. And the story I'm going to tell you today applies to non-executives as well as execs. And I was reminded of it last night when I was coaching someone who's up for the presidency of a firm in Asia. And the firm itself is a joint venture between three different major corporations. And he had been recruited by the executive HR person for one of the minority partners and put forward by that firm as a contender for the presidency. So he met with the lead, I'll call it, because I don't want to identify the organization because the title is a bit unique, the current head of the organization, where he had what seemed like a perfunctory 1-hour interview. They zeroed in on aspects of his background that were minimized by the subsidiary but maximized by the primary partner. You get where I'm going here? There was a point in the conversation where they said, by the way, when did you get your degree? Which was the way to get around age and find out his age, which being outside the U.S., different laws are involved. But ultimately he was trying to find out about the age of the candidate. And 2 weeks later, he hasn't heard anything. I tell this story for a simple reason. No matter where in an org chart you are, whether you're at an extremely high level or you're a staff level individual, sometimes you're going to interview for jobs and you're being put forward by someone who doesn't have the clout, or this isn't about recruiters here, I just want to be clear, but you may interview with someone who loves you, but they don't have the clout to do the hire. So they put you through to someone who does, and you get this cursory interview or a fairly superficial one with someone who's like interviewing with a wall. And, they're not giving you anything to attach to it. I just want to be clear, it's not a rock climbing wall where you can, grab at things. It's a flat wall. And you walk out of the interview wondering, what was that? And the answer is they were getting back at the other individual, and you wound up being the person who wound up being, shall we say, the victim of this. So whether you're an executive or a staff level individual, sometimes there are circumstances that are going on behind the scenes that are outside of your knowledge and outside of your control. For example, in this one that was the basis for this conversation, it was very clear, and I was concerned about this from day one, and I told them about it, that the fact that he was being put forward by one of the joint venture partners rather than the primary firm might come back to bite him in the butt, and it ultimately did. Now, did he execute perfectly? I wasn't in the room. From what I heard, there was nothing wrong with any of the points in the conversation. He was dealing with someone who was flat. Matter of fact, came in 20 minutes late, no acknowledgement, no apologies. If you were a job applicant, you would expect to at least say, hey, sorry I'm late, but nothing. Walked in, just dove right in, finished his last question, which was about, by the way, when did you get your degree? And then walked out without saying goodbye. Tell me how this is supposed to work for anyone. So just as a reminder to you, if situations like that present yourself where you're being put forward in what feels like a no-win situation, and you know that pretty quickly, don't start beating yourself up. It's them. It isn't you. Again, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. If you're at an executive level, I'd love to coach you one-on-one. Reach out to me by sending an email at jeffaltman@thebiggamehunter.us. If you're not an executive, the best way to interact with me is through JobSearchCoachingHQ.com, where I'll take your questions and answer them. Also, the discounts on my coaching, which is fairly expensive. And you can also have curated information that I've developed and others have as well that'll help you with your job search. Again, JobSearchCoachingHQ.com, and I'm Jeff Altman. Have a great day. Take care.